when this quarterback got drafted for the Cleveland Browns, and that is Baker Mayfield, I didn't like any of it. I did not like him being a Brown. As a Steelers fan, I didn't think he was particularly good. It didn't feel. It was before I was very much into college, so that was probably unfair. I never really seen much of his gameplay, but I didn't see this transformational quarterback at all. Circle now what? He was drafted in 2016?
Mm-hmm.
Nearly 9 years later. And he could be the MVP of this league this year. And he is a joy to watch. A joy to watch. He is playing at an elite level that I think no one saw coming. No one saw coming. And I'm not talking 5 games. I'm talking the whole of last year. I'm talking this year so far. Baker Mayfield's going to lead the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the NFC Championship. I'm very, very certain of that at this point.
I think you're just happy he's not playing against the Steelers anymore. I mean, that's what it really is.
If this guy was in Cleveland, gee, it would be the best division in football. We'd have Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield at this elite level.
No, it wouldn't have been, would it? Because let's face it, he would never have developed.
No. But his journey's. I mean, they beat the Seattle Seahawks 38-35. Again, coming up against Sam Darnold, who's the number 2 pick or number 3 pick in that same draft, the Jets. Second or third. He was second or third. I'm pretty sure he was second, to be honest with you. But like 379 yards, 2 touchdowns. To be fair, Sky had an acca of 3+ touchdowns to 3 quarterbacks, and Baker was the one where we were like, oh, against Seattle's defense, like that could be a bit of a risky one. And I woke up this morning and texted him. I was like, mate, you were and the other 2 got 3+ touchdowns. I can't remember who they were on the top of my head, but it was for a big amount of money as well. I think it was coming in, 1,000+ that the winnings were, and he got done over by 1 touchdown, bless him. But I mean, I just think it's not even like his receivers are elite. Like Mike Evans has been out injured. Chris Godwin didn't start the year. Emeka Egbuka, a rookie, and everyone around the league said that this guy's a top level guy. I don't think everyone said he was a top level receiver, but he was a top level guy.
Yeah.
Tez Johnson, Cade Otton, a decent tight end, probably top 20 tight end. Sterling Shepard, a nobody now, really. And they've all been tight. I know they've been tight games, but most of their wins. But you're only in a game when you've got quarterback play like this. And I think they go to the NFC Championship. They are going to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've got a good chance of doing it. You have to think that they're going to win their division. They're the best team in that division quite comfortably. So they're going to get themselves, a home game in the divisional round. So, I mean, I suppose it depends who they end up coming up against. They could end up just like who's around that sort of level. I mean, you're probably going to be looking at the Packers could be one of them. It could be the Seahawks again. The Commanders could be one. Rams could be one. So there are some tough teams there, but you're going to be at home. So yeah, I mean, there's no reason why he can't lead them to it. I think they've still got a solid defense. I think that's the head coach, who I've completely forgotten his name.
Todd
Bowles has constantly had a solid defense all the time. He's been head coach there, and he's done really well with that. They've had to change offensive coordinators. He was great. He sort of had Baker kind of had that emergence, or the sort of came back under Dave Canales, continued under Liam Cohen. You've now got yourself another one. This is your 3rd offensive coordinator in 3 years, and yet you're still doing as well as you are. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why they can't push themselves up to be in that NFC Championship game. and it's just going to be whether they crumble defensively. But all the time you've got someone like Baker who's able to have stats like he has, and 29 out of 33, 379 yards and 2 touchdowns. If he keeps doing that, I mean, it's difficult to go against. And we shouldn't be. I mean, Sam Darnold had a hell of a game as well. He was really, really good, and yet didn't win. And it just, I suppose, really, what this goes to show, and I know that that's not, we're mainly focusing on Baker, but I suppose what it goes to show is that just because it doesn't work at one team doesn't mean that your career's done. And it also shows that if you're a poorly run franchise, you're probably going to make poor decisions, and you're going to give up players like this.
And like I said, last year, 3rd in yards, 4,500, 2nd in touchdowns, 41. Did have 16 interceptions. He was 3rd in first downs at 224. This year, he's already 4th in yards with 1,283, 4th in touchdowns with 10, 5th in yards per game, 256. He only had 1 pick as well.
Yeah.
So like it's like this year's I need to be cleaner year. He gets sacked a lot. That's his game. And I'm okay with that. Lamar Jackson gets sacked a lot. That's his game. He takes risks. He holds onto the ball. He pushes the ball down the field. But he's sharp and he's precise. And to your point, we are rushing a lot of these quarterbacks at the minute, rushing them along, and they're in the wrong franchise. They're in the wrong game plan. They're with the wrong coordinators. And it doesn't mean they're done. It doesn't mean they should be done. And like you said, Sam Darnold was fantastic as well. It just shows. I mean, Darnold did great in Minnesota last year. We know that. But Baker was so out. I mean, he couldn't get the starting job in Carolina. He went and backed up in LA. He was down the pecking order as a backup in LA.
Well, Darnold couldn't get the starting job in Carolina either.
No one could. I mean, these poor Tampa. We forget that they were at Super Bowl just 5 minutes ago. It feels like with Tom Brady, they won it.
Yeah,
unbelievable team. A lot of movement since then. Not a lot of players still there, but we're our team. There's been movement.
That was 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah, 20. Yeah,
20. Yeah. So it's 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you've moved. A lot of players have moved on.
Yeah, a lot of players moved on. Head coaches moved on. Bruce Arians isn't there anymore. I know Todd Bowles was the coordinator, wasn't he? Under Arians at the time.
Yeah,
but it just shows the patience you have to sometimes have. And this guy, like Baker, for all his said and worth, has never doubted his capability. I don't think he's ever doubted how good he is. And that's probably what made me really not like him, because I felt like he was cocky and brash and abrasive. And that's everything I don't really like in any NFL players. I prefer them to be a bit more buttoned up, quiet, a bit more leader on the field. But he's leading with bullshit. I mean, he is more disciplined, but he brings that attitude as well. And he brings that grit. And actually, it's turned into, he's sort of done the Dan Campbell thing where you can be shouty rah-rah and I can hate it or I can love it, because if you've got to do it in the right way, you've got to do it in the right way, and you've got to pick your moments. And I think Baker in the early days was not picking their moments, and now I think he picks their moments. And I think he has been smashed on a couple of hits this year, like ran over, got back up, shaked it off, laughed in their face, told them, did you use tickle me? He's bringing, but that's an attitude. I think that's an attitude that not loads of players have. Some players do, and some players love it. And it's actually in a game now that is becoming more and more flags for big hits and for protection and stuff like that. He is a quarterback that's almost like, no, like, I'll take the hit and then I'm going to throw a bomb over your head and I'll wave at you and say, there's another touchdown for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I think he's got everything that you need. I mean, look, out of anyone on this podcast, who is the one who keeps banging on about that you need to give quarterbacks a year to sit and actually learn? I mean, like, I've been saying it for ages, and this isn't like a year, obviously, but it's just like they need time. They all need time when they come out of college. It's a completely different game. And that seems to be something that I think a lot of people just do not understand. It is just such a different game compared to what the NFL is. And, when you've got, like you say, I don't know, like 28, 29-year-old guys coming in at you full speed, you've got like Myles Garrett coming in at you, taking you out. It's like, it's a completely different world to the guys they go up against in the college game. And it is different. Baker's been great, and I think that you're just seeing that he's ended up in the right circumstance, and he's ended up with the right coaching, as you've said, and it makes a difference. And hopefully he can keep it going, and he can kick on and sort of push himself even further into the sort of like the list of quarterbacks, and kind of put himself higher up. And because the thing is, at the moment, everyone goes Mahomes, everyone goes Allen, everyone goes Lamar, Joe Burrow, obviously, as your top four. It's almost like there is no conversation. It's like they are the top four. But when you get past that, Jalen Hurts is obviously included for like fifth, and you have other guys like Herbert who gets included, but I feel like Baker does deserve to be in that conversation, and he's sort of like he's starting to bridge that gap into the top four, sort of it.
I think he is. He's in the top 5 for me at the minute. He's in the top 5. Compared, a lot of them guys for this year. A lot of them guys are injured.
Yeah, Burrow obviously injured, so that's just what it is. But
there's a conversation. There's a conversation to be had that he's top 5 if everyone wasn't injured. He is pulling this team to win, and he is doing it with style, with swagger, with perseverance, and with aggression. And I don't think Emeka Egbuka has been fantastic, but he's not got that elite talent around him. Mike Evans, I think, severely underrated, but no one would say he's a top 10. Some would say he's a top 10 wide receiver.
But he didn't play. He didn't play on Sunday.
He didn't play.
He's been out for 2 weeks.
Chris Godwin is way past his best. Way past his best. Tez Johnson, who's Tez Johnson?
Well, you might have upset a few Duck fans there, but aside from that,
they can quack down the road for a while. K-Dot and top 20 tight end. That's not really that great.
Yeah, it's not.
He's not, and he's in the lower 20.
He's all right. He's solid, but he's not anything special.
And he's making it. Sterling Shepard, like what? Sterling Shepard's still knocking it. He didn't have a great game. He went for minus yards in this game, admittedly, but he has hit him on occasions this season and last season as well. So he's top 5. He's top 5. He's doing great work down there. And I think because the division is so poor, because of maybe the style of how he is playing, I think he gets missed out of that conversation a lot. And I think now is the time that you've really got to give him his flowers, to be honest.